My name is David Lamont, and I'm an artist, podcaster. I got a record label. Pretty much do everything. You know what I mean? Act like I don't want you cry. You don't wanna let me know. Welcome to the Unpleasant Thoughts Podcast. I'm your host, Shampoo, aka Big Shampoo.
It's your boy Sly, the guy no lie.
And we got a very talented guest with us today. Let the people know your name and what it is that you do. My name is David Lamont, and I'm an artist, podcaster. I got a record label. Pretty much do everything. You know what I'm saying? So, pleasure to be here. It's right here.
Alright. Let me go ahead and start it off. We're gonna jump into it. Can you tell everybody how you got into this music industry thing and where you grew up at?
So I got into doing music probably like 8 years ago. My man Data, actually I supposed to have him come here because he's busy, but he had one day he was doing music, you know what I'm saying? And my man DJ Wright, I don't know if y'all know him, he DJ for Light Show. And me and him, he always had a studio, so we just always fucking around and shit with them. They was always doing music. I was playing soccer and shit. It's kind of that was my thing. Play soccer. I went to CSN, play soccer with CSN.
I play soccer before you go to CSN.
Yeah. So one day my boy Danny was like, "Yo, here's a mic, bro. You should just try to rap." Cause at the time, you know how niggas, everybody just rap, bro. Just rap. You never know.
Get drunk and freestyle.
Mm-hmm. So my boy Stan, I went to his house one day. He's like, "Yo, do a mic check for me real quick." Did a mic check. He's like, "Yo, voice you got a rapper voice, yo." He's like, "You kind of get on the mic and shit." So then next day, my man Dada gets, you know what I'm saying? He's like, "Bro, keep practicing." So I keep practicing the shit. And shit, that was 7-8 years ago. And I mean, every day since then, I've just been, if I'm not recording myself, I graduated from the recording myself. I was like, this shit don't sound right. So I got a team of engineers. And I ended up moving back to Virginia because I'm originally from Oxon Hill, Maryland.
Okay.
So then I moved. My mom had got married and moved to Fredericksburg when I was in like high school, middle school. So I've been out there.
Jump, man.
Yeah.
I had to jump from Oxon Hill to Virginia.
Crazy. But it's like what I like about it is though it gave me an opportunity to kind of get a best of both worlds.
Fresh
So it's like, yep. So I'm like, I know what it's like to be like in the city environment and in the suburb environment and the country environment. You know what I'm saying? And out there, like it's tons of opportunity out there, but it's like fresh. Like I feel like it's in Fredericksburg you could literally create something and it's an opportunity, an avenue to like go through it. You know what I'm saying? And go and push through it. It's a whole free world.
So you sound like a new fresh start. Like how was that? Like this? You said the country too.
Yeah, it's country out there, John. So like Fredericksburg is like a little small town, you know what I'm saying? Tons of white people, you know what I'm saying? Got some niggas out that joint, but like for the most part,
low number.
Yeah, for the most part, it's like completely different world. Coming back home and then going out there, it's a completely different world.
Low number. Like hold on.
Yeah, like put it this way, I bring a nigga from out here, they like, yo, niggas get like, what the fuck is it's niggas out this joint like everywhere. Like I'm like, bro, I'm not used to seeing, you know what I'm saying, a whole like, on the council and shit, the boards and shit is all white people. I'm used to seeing us, you know what I'm saying, like being out here
in somewhere,
you know what I'm saying. So it's definitely different, but it's an area where it's like, you know how here we got tons. It's a big rap scene out in this area. Fredericksburg, there really ain't no rap scene. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's fresh. It's an area to penetrate. So when I would move back, something told me, I was like, yo, I want to like attack it in Fredericksburg. Like I want to just not only do music, but I want to create a label. I want to create like a studio. I always said if I'm gonna do music, I need to be able to make money in it. I knew if I made the music, it wouldn't be like it wouldn't necessarily just snap to the fingers to get the money. Because for me, I feel like people are naturally talented in music. I feel like I'm naturally talented, but as far as creating that shit, I had to really learn. Like I taught myself how to rap and how to do singing, how to do all these other things. Like if I wasn't doing that when I watched all my friends do it, when they was born, basically when they 5, 6, you know what I'm saying?
So everything you kind of do self-taught. So you got like the Fruit Loops, Garage Band.
My man's Day hooked me up with Mixcraft and the computer, and then was just like, here's the record button. I just so happened to kind of know the computer. If I do something over and over again, I just so happen to know how to do that shit. But as far as like mixing and mastering, I can't do. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when I was fucking with my man Dede, I was like, yo, I want my sound to elevate. You know what I'm saying? Like I want the shit. My uncle's in the music. He's a radio person. So
you already got like music in your family?
He's the only person.
He's
the only person. So like he went to out Baltimore, Morgan State University. So I guess probably the 80s maybe.
He's in there when this shit was popping.
Maybe the 90s.
Yeah, still popping.
He was like he was the first hip hop show, radio show. He was the first one there. So when Outkast first started. He had Outkast come through. They did an interview when he first was coming out. He had a couple people. So he has a couple people that are in the industry, like DJ Class. I don't know if you know the person who made the "I'm the Itch Up in the Ditch." You got the joint with Lil Jon, and it's a remix of Lil Jon and Kanye West. It's a Baltimore club remix.
Right.
I'll show you that shit after the phone. But
I probably heard it. Y'all.
I know it's a big song. It's a big song around this joint. But they're my only like connects or contacts. And Class, he don't really. Right now, he's pretty much just watching. You know what I'm saying? My uncle the same way. They don't give me no, like you know what I'm saying. It's like
same thing I had to do. Work.
You got grind. So
see if you really want it.
yeah. So my uncle pretty much was like, yo, you gotta work on your raps. You gotta work on your song making ability. And then like, if you really want to do this shit for real, you gotta learn how to make some money in this shit. So figure out how you gonna make some money in music. So for me, it was like, yo, I want to get better with mixing and mastering, but I want to like make money in music. So I created this. I said, yo, when I go to Fredericksburg, I'm gonna find an engineer, lock in with an engineer, producer, we gonna rock and roll. And I found him in Crook, shout out to Crook, and he's my first engineer that just kind of just helped record me and help mold me. And he took the time to kind of like, you know, you could be better at these verses, be better at this thing like that. So with him, he pretty much decided to open up a studio. And
like with that, like you said, Frederick's things already kind of fresh. Was it kind of hard to find somebody you could figure your sound out, or was it like just a one?
I had key friends. Key friends. So like, I always say to people like all the time when you talk about like real friends, I had niggas that were already doing music before. So like, all I had to do was hit them up. And my man Javi and OZ, they're out in this area called Culpeper, just outside of Fredericksburg. It's another like little small town. And it's a little music scene out there. My man OZ and Javi, they were really the only ones doing music out there. So when I moved back, immediately OZ was like, yo, I'm gonna record you. I'm gonna teach you how to rap. We're gonna do all that. And he linked me up with Brandon, said, okay, you got the hang of it. Here's an engineer, he gonna lock in with you. And he linked me up with Brandon. And then I tell people all the time, you're doing music, you need to find like a producer and an engineer that trusts you, believes in you, and it's just gonna rock and roll with you.
How long did it take you to realize that, all right, this is the one that worked for me?
Probably like maybe a month, because like me, I'm an everyday person. So like, he knew I was the right fit when he said I came a whole week straight. And he was like, okay, you the one for me.
That's a lot of time to dedicate to that.
Yeah. And I was working at FedEx at the time. So like, I would be driving and shit, and then I would get off maybe like 7, 8 o'clock, go to work at like 5 in the morning, and then go straight to him. Record, go home, sleep for a couple hours, get right back on the road, FedEx, drop delivery packages, you know what I'm saying? But at that time, that money was helping me build, so I could do a studio, so I can do all these other things. And then, invest in everything you see me got is basically me delivering the fucking packages. Like,
working to your dream.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. And
you gotta use that money to find it.
Exactly. I always had a plan like that. I wanted to get out that jump, but like I wasn't gonna. My thing is I smoke weed, so like you can't smoke weed and do that jump. So I said, yo, if they they drug test me, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? So COVID hit, they drug test me, and it's crazy part is, bro, week before I just bought the studio. So I knew, from there I knew, okay, it's time to go. So from there I was like, we got the studio. I had looked at some other engineers, and we got like 4 other engineers. And from there we just pretty much, it's tough. the studio shit's been tough because it's hard to get artists to want to come in the studio and pay the prices that you feel like you deserve. But for the last,
that's everything.
right, that's the toughest part. But
Not just that. Go ahead,
I tell people all the time though, man, like, you ever listen to a song and you be like, man, this shit could have been fire, but like, it just don't sound good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that be everybody's downfall. My uncle told me that's the biggest thing that you gotta get past is you gotta make your shit sound good. You can be saying any fucking thing, but if that motherfucking shit sound good, it's gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Like that nigga Yeet or whatever his name is. I feel like that nigga just be, you know, they just be spazzing it, but the sound of this shit, the way it's mixed, the way it sits in your ear.
It's motherfucking, as long as it's catchy.
I've seen that though, criticism too, and like album reviews, like the sound, like when it's mixed. Like the song may be good, content wise, whatever, it just don't sound good enough.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing, bro, because that's the if it don't sound pleasing to your ear, and we're just talking science. We're talking science. That's why I get into this shit. Like I really love like studying music and shit. I guess it's science because like if something when you first hear something come on and it catches your ear, you're gonna be locked in. At that point, you can withstand the other 15 billion motherfucking rappers out in the world because you got something that grabs attention. So it's key, I think, for the sound and investing in engineering, investing in your sound equipment, investing in, these mics and shit. I don't know. Thank God I got a good team. But I don't know nothing about these mics. All I know is they cost. You know what I'm saying?
A good team is a great investment. So.
The team and the artist for artists, that's the biggest thing. I wouldn't be nowhere right now without my team and the people. Now, I've been with the team I have now probably for like the last year and a half. Me and Kirk, the first person I mentioned, we had when we first started studio, we had 5 engineers or whatever, but it just didn't work out. That actual studio I'm talking about had to close it down. So like, I ended up COVID hit. It's tough getting people in there. So and I had a team. This one, the friends and the right team. I ran into these problems too. They just wasn't the right people. So instead of it being like a thing of like, yo, we all the team we gonna work out of this together. You know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna help pay the $700 in rent so we have a place that we can create our music. Because the whole plan was we got producers. I can get y'all placements. That's always been my thing. Like regardless, if I got a team of producers, I can find the placements and shit. Cause I've always been a good networker.
Yeah, what you can't get you there.
Exactly. So that's been our mentality as far as our production team. I'm the only artist we have, but we're all producers and engineers. So we always look in the shop.
So you put your man on. Network
Exactly.
You get this, I got my free rating. And vice versa. So
exactly. And y'all heard the For Her album.
Yeah.
So my recent team, that's our first project that we've done together.
It's a little bit different sounds, like you give it a little more like the auto.
Yep.
I forgot what it's called, but it sounded like a little. It sounded like I don't know, like a little party next door a little bit.
I'm glad you said that.
I heard that a little bit.
Yeah, that's kind of the influence with that. Like I'm not more of a. I'm like I said, I learned rapping. But the auto-tune and singing, I like R&B music. That's what I listen to.
You like the melody?
Yeah, I love melody.
I love that shit too.
I love melody.
Second bit though. So.
Right. That's where I was at with it until I started learning. And it's like, okay, these people can, once again, when we got the right engineers, the right team, they'll start. Because they were like, oh, you kind of got a voice. Because the engineer going to hear way different. Because they like, oh, you got a voice. Do that again. Put the sauce on.
Tweet that. Yeah.
Next thing you know, you got your own sound. And
I get it. You may not like it, but they might hear something like, nah, I could do something.
Hey, bro, I work with you. I ain't like, get out of here, that's trash.
I could do something right there. Like, nah, for real.
My music is like it's not just me. It's always, it's a team. It's a team.
We can talk about For Her. We can talk about that. Her.
Yeah.
Who was her? Is there her?
Her, right now, no. But
when you wrote it, was there her? Like that is about, or is it multiple hers?
Multiple, definitely multiple.
Like a storybook of compilations and shit.
All my hers.
Yeah, pretty much.
What I've been through.
Like For Her is pretty much just about me just finding that her, finding who's that girl for me. And with the first chapter was pretty much me falling out of love. I went through a bad breakup, which is part of the reason why, you know what I'm saying, I went through my downfall with the studio and all this other shit because I was in a relationship. So that the relationship, while dealing with your business and all these other things, especially if that person not right, it starts to take everything down with you. So I went through those trials and tribulations. So fucking, it made me want to make this for her album. I'm like, yo, I'm looking for this her, but at the same time going through this stage as a man where I'm like, man, fuck women like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even want to like deal with it. So I wanted to write this book on my journey, you know what I'm saying, basically finding that person and going through like how I've been, you know what I'm saying, acknowledging how I've been my wrongdoing as well, like being honest with my wrongdoing, but also the girls in my life, like their wrongdoing. So that's basically this one's about.
So how do you come and get to the sound? You know what I'm saying? Like you get elevation. How did you get to this? Like did you like, you know what, I want to get this, or you an engineer was like, you know what, we're gonna do something different this time?
It was more of a just me listening to like other people. So like I listen to Tory Lanez a lot. I listen to Party Next Door a lot and Drake a lot.
So that's some Canadian artists, man.
Right. I don't know why. I just like that melody. The melody.
They got time. That's the big three. I don't know. Big two right
The
now.
Weeknd up there.
The weekend. And they got blacks good at the shit too. Black's another. Yeah,
Six Black. Some people call me Black. Six Black. Yeah.
I
fuck with him too.
He's another one. Battle rapper.
I didn't know he's battle rapper.
He's a battle rapper.
Wordplay like that.
He was a battle rapper, but he found a sound with the, you know what I'm saying?
It sound different.
Yep. And he took it and went with that. But
damn, why the fuck you know mainstream? You got big hits. 6 Black.
I feel like he is low-key mainstream.
I feel like it depends what you consider mainstream.
Yeah,
I guess so.
Yeah,
he worked with enough people that he good. Like he probably know everybody, knows everybody.
He do it the way I would want to do it, yo. He
I don't know
every 4 years. It's big. It's good marketing.
I feel like some people feel like I don't gotta be the biggest in the world, but niggas know who I am. Like the people that matter,
they comfortable. They just comfortable with what they got, and that's something that I've looked at it as. Like, I don't care about being famous. I've seen money in music already, so it's like I don't need to be famous.
I don't think I want to run FedEx again. I'm cool.
Right, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? You can make money. Just wear your merch. Like I see y'all got y'all merch. You know what I'm saying? Just wear your merch. And
I mean, at work, people like what that?
Somebody give you $20, $25. You gonna get something. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's pretty much all I've done. I've just leaned into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether it be I'm gonna help mold artists, which we've been doing. We mold artists and young artists. Kids in high school, producers, we mold them up to be producers that are, you know, once they graduate, they'll be able to make their own money. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of do mentorship.
Yeah, we do internships and stuff too. That's what's up. That gets me to the studio we at now. Couture Coffee is like a coffee house, but they have a recording studio in it. So I have a partnership deal with them. I basically run their studio. My team is Gmon Productions, and we have all my producers pretty much go in there different days, and you can request any one of them, all 5 of them. And the place, it's in downtown Fredericksburg, Caroline Street, and like it's a coffee shop. They do performances. I was actually going to mention to y'all one day how y'all come out. We want to do live podcasts and shit like that.
Hey man.
Yep, we gonna have a lot. We have a lot going on there. So they basically have me helping them out with the events. We got like rap contests and shit like that. Like we have an open mic every Wednesday. So any artists that want to come to Fredericksburg perform, this would be at least a good 50 people be there every night. So it's just a place for people to get their music out there. And it's basically, I'm glad I could collab with them because the last 2 studios I've had have been with me. You know what I'm saying? Having to kind of deal with the finances of everything. So with this partnership now, I've been able to focus more on just the structure of what we want to do with Gmon as far as like building up interns and the events, like we throw showcases for artists, and I make sure I have at least somebody that is in the industry, whether they've been Grammy nominated for engineering, whether, shout out to Tweezy, and the 10-0 guys.
I heard the name Tweezy before.
Yep, Tweezy. They got Esquire over there. A couple of those guys, I'll make sure I try to get at least one of them to come out so they can see some talent. You know what I'm saying? The first for her producer, shout out to Tate. They had actually picked him up from listening to the first for her. So that's my goal as as an artist, is just to put out the music for the producers, and then the producers. My scheme is really the producers. So like I want my producers to basically get whether they get a placement from a real artist or from a bigger artist, or they get recognition from other artists paying for the beats. That's pretty much the
same thing, because you bring somebody, they can take it to somebody too, they world too.
Exactly.
That's a good mindset. Like you're using your connections for good, for others too. Just not just for yourself.
That's been my thing. That's been my thing. And it's like I would say that has been a downfall for myself and a good thing, because like in the beginning, like I could have very well, like, I feel like put everything into myself, like as an artist, right? And then like I could have, put more money behind, music videos for myself or different things like that. And maybe I could have blown up as an artist, but sometimes with me putting other people in ahead of me, those people don't necessarily have the same drive as me, what I noticed.
Right.
And you can't necessarily, like, managing an artist is fucking hard, because especially when you feel like, I can't be out working you, dog. Like, we both working for this bread. So it's like,
I got this show. You ain't gonna show up? God damn.
I don't want to do it. Like, it's a great.
That day, bro. Just reschedule it.
Like, man.
2 weeks to get this shit going. Let it talk about.
You know we're gonna be here.
Right.
You need to be there.
I'm telling you, bro. Like, and that's been my hardest thing of why the only artist on Gmod on my label right now is me, David Lamont, because I can't. I feel like maybe people need to see someone make it first. Then they'll have that drive, but like, niggas don't really want this shit.
I get that though, because Ben is I'm trying to motivate you to do things that you haven't seen me do. So maybe you like fuck you gonna tell me.
And I can control myself. I can wake myself up.
Yeah, you gonna tell me what to do, you can't do it. But I look at it like the coaching. Like a lot of them coaches, either some of them never played or wasn't good when they played.
He wasn't the best coach, but he was the best player when he played.
But they can tell you how to do it. They can guide you. Because just because I might be able to study the game as much as I can, I still may not be able to do it. But I can tell you to do it. And I get the downfall part, but the positive part of it, like, you never know. You're one of those people, they might make it. They might remember you.
Yep,
they might remember you for for that.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
I remember you gave me an opportunity when nobody else would.
I think it's like the group of people, because like right now my team is like after my first stint with the studio stuff, like I took a major break. And I was just like, yo, like I'm about to just fucking, I do landscaping. That's how I make a lot of money now. But I was like, I'm about to just cut grass and just fucking, I don't feel like them. Like, people be draining. I'm a loner. You know what I'm saying? To myself, like, if the vibes ain't right, I'm like, it's like draining. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause like I'm feeling everybody's energy and shit.
That's fucking impact. Like, damn, bro, don't tell me this shit.
I'm not gonna.
That's what's sad for you.
I kind of get there, like, cause I wasn't ever really the biggest talker, which is crazy because I do a podcast. But and it's also crazy because I always work in customer service.
All right.
So I just had to deal with people like literally every day. You know, I don't really like talking to people. So it's just.
That's the way I hate. Like, it's to the point now, and
life is so routine.
Yeah, like it's like sometimes I get to the point, because now I don't gotta get up and go to work every day. So I was just telling my mom, like, I'm to a point now I gotta actually, even today, I haven't been out the house for like 3-4 days, right? Just been chilling. You know what I'm saying? Most of my work, the studio run is on everybody do their stuff, so I have the option to stay home. And lately, I've just been wanting to just sit in the crib, and it's like, bro, at some point you gotta just want to get out.
You got your funk. You get comfortable.
But at the same
relaxing.
time, don't get comfortable. But sometimes you do need that break. You need that rest. You need that rest. Like, honestly, if I could just take 5 days to just sleep through the whole 5, I'd do that.
Yeah.
Because like,
that's how I'm working my schedule.
My body, it's like my body doing the podcast, dealing with my son. All combined.
The mental and physical break for everything in the world, though.
The mental break too. Like
The mental and physical break, like take.
that's why I said sleep. So I'm not worried about nothing.
I'm not worried about nothing. A time to not worry about nothing. That's what I'm struggling with.
Because you might be chilling at home, because I do it a lot. Like, if you be by yourself, it might not be going on, and you might just think of some other shit that's making you go, oh, fuck, I do this shit. Like, your mind might wander.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you might think about some shit that don't even have a little picture broke your heart back in 10th grade. That might be good for you because you might write a song.
Right. Yeah, heartbreak is always good, bro.
It might be good for you. You have a flashback. But me, I can't do shit with it.
Right. I feel
Nigga hit.
Like, you know what? This kid do that.
Yeah, you know what? Remember, bitch, I was 10 years old.
That's exactly
I still hate you.
That's exactly how it be, yo. Like,
She get in 3rd grade, she got everybody by the time to call me.
that's how it be. That's how it be. You can take all that frustrations that be going on in life and shit, like, and just kind of like put that all out in the music. Like, even in my raps, I tend to do that. Like, I have fun with the rapping. Like, I feel like now niggas don't really be on a competition of subliminals and things like that. But like, I'm a subliminal nigga. Like, I like Drake. I like how J. Cole, Kendrick, I like how they put
Like, punchline. Come on, put that again. What you say?
Yeah, like, and they be getting, if you really pay attention,
like, if you know.
they getting off on these niggas. They talking, they saying what they feel about how these niggas, if it's business, they gonna say it. You sliding me this way, but they gonna say it in a clever way, right? And I like that shit. That's how, that's how I write my shit.
How do you, your writing process, how does that work? Do you, like, write it? Do you, like, come up with write a concept and come up around that?
The
punch in?
For her has been all punch-ins and off the top. Like, that one I didn't write anything really about. My raps, a lot of times lately, have been off the top because I don't have time. So most of the time I come in the studio, I have to do it in like 2-3 hours. So I want to record like 5-6 songs in that time. So
That's a lot, bro.
I try to.
That's a lot.
I train myself. It's like I just want to. I want to make sure.
It's only a lot because you think that way.
No, it's a lot because some engineers take too long sometimes with one song. You know what I'm saying? You sometimes gotta press the issue. I know.
They got
You gotta have it like be prepared. Like I said, my problem with artists, they don't be prepared when they come to the studio. So even if I don't have nothing written down, I already know
how you want the shit
like,
to go.
Like that's like us, for example, right? We had days we shoot we done shot 3 episodes in one day. People like that's a lot. But
Yeah.
when you got set up like that, and when you know y'all
know
good,
yeah,
you know y'all able to do that, it ain't really shit. So like today, if we wasn't doing something else, we probably could have had 3-4 episodes, like interviews we wanted, because we did it. We know how to do it.
I know music.
Me and you, we work.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a lot.
That's a lot.
But to him, it ain't. It's a lot. Like,
I work out all that time, bro, in my basement, like just sitting there.
Like, when you think about it, it ain't as much time. Alright, so that's no disrespect to how they do it. Like, when we used to record, we used to do a good amount of songs in a day, but you had to understand that when we do it on easy because we had one take it, and it was like four or five people on the song. So if somebody, the 4th person fuck up, we have to do this whole song over. Like, it wasn't no copy and pasting. So, but we used to do it like it was nothing. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's something. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's something. Like, no disrespect, we do it something, but to him, I do this shit.
Right. That's how you gotta be as an artist. Like, I feel like me and my man Brandon, who's like my mentor, he's like, bro, I don't want to deal with nobody that can't come in here and can't knock out 10 songs, can't knock out 6 songs. It's like, what you mean you tired? You're a recording artist. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're supposed to record.
I get that. If I was doing this for a living, but if I gotta go to work tomorrow,
that
might
be
give
the
you
thing.
a couple songs.
That be the thing.
If I gotta go to work tomorrow, I'll be back.
That be the thing. That be the thing. And I say, if you gotta work, that's when you need to go. When you're at home, you should be writing. So when you come to the studio, a lot of people be saying, yo, studio be costing. I'm like, man, you get knocked out a song in 15 minutes.
Now when I'm at home, bro, I have a notebook I take with me to work. I mean, I'm writing shit down. Yep. My manager cool though. She be like, what you writing? She asked me what the fuck I'm writing. And I tell her.
A lot of times how my raps come about, I write metaphors. So, you'll notice a lot of my raps are all metaphor. Even some of the For Her stuff is metaphor. It's metaphor that I done thought about during the day. I probably done thought of some metaphor while we sitting here. I'm gonna just remember whatever sticks in my head at the end of the day when I get some paper.
I remember working. I gotta write that shit down.
That shit be moving fast. I be moving fast.
That's what I'm saying. My mind works too fast. If I don't write it down, I might forget this shit. I might forget this shit forever.
Right. I had to chalk up the faith, yo, because I be like, sometimes I don't have the time to write everything, like all my thoughts. Like some of it, I'm like, if it sticks, then it must have just meant to be.
I keep one of these.
Oh yeah.
So I can't reach my phone.
Yeah, for your music, do you pick your own beats?
Normally the producers, they'll be like, cause now they all know me. They're making beats for me, so they know what I want to hear. So they like, yo, I got this for you, whatever. That's normally how I go off.
So she catered to you already.
Right, yeah. And a lot of times I still go on YouTube beats because I like the fact that I could pick a beat that literally sounds really good that I like, off the bat. I'm choosing exactly which one I want. So I'll normally use that as a template. And I'll take that YouTube beat and I'll recreate it in my own way.
How to say it's a
So,
hey, you hear this sound like that sound? Do something like this, but not like that.
Alright, so when it comes to the songs that you release, what song do you feel like is your biggest amongst other people, like got the most attention, and what song is your favorite?
Okay, my favorite is probably off this new album is the Cheat song.
Cheat song?
Yeah, the Cheat song. It's this joint
Tell
called.
us about that.
It's a joint. It's called Jackie and Taylor. And it's a confession. As men, like they say, yo, you always cheating on me. What do you do? Like it's kind of like my confession. Like maybe as a man, maybe I'm supposed to cheat on you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
From my perspective, here you go.
And like, it don't mean I don't love you, but like, you know what I'm saying? I love her, I love you too, or I might just be fucking her and love you. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, sometimes that's how it be. Cause I feel like if you look at the like in Egypt and shit, like how they had the kings and the pharaohs and shit. Them niggas had like 7 wives, and they had that shit in a lot of people's what they believe in. That's what they do. They have multiple men have multiple, wives. And
Americans started this monogamy shit. I'm telling you that now.
Yeah, but I get it though. At the same time, though, like that, like not to be against y'all, like, cause your girl come home and tell you, I'm in love with this nigga, or I'm just fucking this nigga. You ain't really gonna look at either one of those statements like, oh, okay, you right.
Oh, I ain't gonna lie. Because like if you listen to because like me, yo, I don't know. I be on some different type. Cause I be like, yo,
Not if I love you.
as long as you.
As long as you tell me I'm good.
Like, no, I done been with girls who had a boyfriend, but that's different. I know that. But if I'm your boyfriend, bitch,
You don't want to tell me.
don't tell me you love this nigga or you just fucking this nigga. You should.
I feel you right now. I feel you. I feel like I'm like the side nigga, like that's just my favorite position. Because like it's like I get to, you know what I'm saying, I don't like to be obligated. Especially now that I do all this shit. The last 2 years I've been trying to do to myself. So like
This lifestyle hard to maintain a relationship.
exactly. So just call me when you're going through trouble. You know what I'm saying? You can come over anytime. You can spend a weekend with me. It's not going to be normal because, you know what I'm saying, we might be doing a podcast. We might be shooting a video. You know what I'm saying? We want to get away. I'm here. You know what I'm saying?
Like, yeah, it's just not a regular life.
You talking, oh, I want to spend time.
But that's
I'm working.
That's the appeal though, because it's an escape from their regular life. They might just be dealing with regular shit. But I get that. But I understand all angles.
Yeah, that's how I
understand
be.
all angles of that. So,
And I like
you
to
say Jackie and Taylor?
Yeah, Jackie and Taylor.
It's like a fucking drink. What's a Jackie and Taylor?
That is a good drink. That is a good
Well, he mixed them together like a drink.
He could.
Yeah, Jackie and Taylor. Drinking with Jackie and Taylor.
So who was who in the song? Who
So
was Jackie and who was Taylor?
Jackie, okay, it's kind of crazy. So like the whole for her,
And do you have a video?
for that song we're gonna create it.
Like
For that song we're gonna create it. We're gonna create it.
So yeah.
That's definitely in the plans. But the For Her album is mainly about a main girl. So you'll notice she's talking in the voicemail. She's the main girl that I've been breaking up with. These other girls in the song are just the girls I've been dealing with while dealing with her.
Says her.
So like the whole album is like a voicemail. You even know there's just another girl in the voicemail that's leading on to the next chapter. So it's just pretty much just multiple girls. You know what I'm saying?
So you do like
I understand.
you do your albums like a continuation from one song to the next. Because of the word I want to use.
Okay, so that sets you up for a lot of things in the future with that. Like, cause with, like having like a storyline.
Yeah, I want to create.
That's not something really everybody does.
That's something. That's where I want to attack my lane to be. So I'm not going to be more of a person that is maybe not a single type of person, but I want to gravitate my attention to the album. So like when my album drops, I want that to be like a thing. You know, it might be, but it's the next chapter to what you've been waiting on. You know
So is that how you release the singles? Like, and that's why you keep them on edge. Like, what's next?
So like I picked one song. I think this ain't song called. I forgot what song it's called. Brittany. It's called Brittany. It's featuring me and my man James. That one I figured, you know, just throw it out there.
Is that the latest one?
Yeah, that's the one.
That's the latest one.
We just tossed it out there. And it's on the album, but we just was like, you know, let's just try to get some buzz to the album. But for the most part, man, I really just want to just drop bodies of work. And then, you know,
Is Brittany a fictional person or?
Brittany, most of the girls are all real. It's
I'm saying,
I would just say,
what I'm asking, no. What I'm asking is like, is that her real name? Is that her real name, or was Brittany just based on somebody named something else?
Brittany, I can say, is a real person. Brittany,
Alright, so when it comes to, do they know that these songs are about them, these women? How many of them know?
I'll tell you how I did it.
Or you might use that to a
Because it's crazy, because me and producers and shit, all my boys is like, yo, how you about to sling this?
Yeah, how you about to do this, buddy?
Every song, the names are mixed. So you're not going,
oh, I got you.
You switch the situation.
That's cool. I say it's like, I'm
not
going like, this is my name, but this is not what we
so Nisha might hear Nisha, but like,
but that's not Nisha's story.
That's Nisha's story.
She gonna hear it and be like, dang, me, fuck.
Right. That nigga's a genius.
What they do? That's like the best man shit. Oh, this seem like my motherfucking story. You just changing names up in this bitch.
So that way they gotta listen to the album.
Find this real story. Oh, it's me.
He said my name, but nah, we didn't do this shit. I know he talking about me something.
Yeah, no, y'all get it. That was exactly the plan, bro. That was exactly the plan.
The concept that makes people, like you said, make people like, I'm just gonna keep listening to this shit.
I don't know, like yeah.
And a lot of the names on it, they may not even fuck with me no more. But they see this shit on Instagram, they like, oh, what the fuck this nigga talking about?
If I do an album with that concept, 80% they gonna fuck with me.
I was saying, like, say if you blow up, like when you blow up and shit.
That's about me.
That's about me. That's the only thing you gonna say.
That's my name.
Yep.
Because when they hear the story, that ain't about them.
I don't care. That's my name.
They be like, you sure you want to be? Because this song might have your name, but she a dumb bitch in this joint. Nah, that ain't about me. That's just my name.
Yeah. And like, I really wanted to just, because that's why I like shit like that. Like, I love music that you gotta listen to it again. You gotta listen to it twice.
Yeah. So, you say you do podcasting. Tell me a little bit about that.
So I got a podcast called What's the Niche Podcast, and I try to shit this crazy right now. But I try to do a YouTube channel, right? It's called try to go to my TV. So basically, go to my TV. I try to make it where it's like a bunch of different YouTube shows and like podcasts on this one channel, like a TV station where I have my music videos on there. Anything that we do,
this is never plan.
We just put all these different shows. So I started with like when I had the last two situations, we had a podcast, like a little center, and we were able to basically do multiple different podcasts in different days. So I would produce, had a sex chat show. Shout out my aunt Kim. Sex chat with Kimmy Cat. We had that. We had a show that was called Disrespectful, and that show was like 3 females, and then sometimes they would have a guy come on and they would just talk their shit
And he be sitting like that.
Sometimes, yeah, because I was on the show a lot of times. Shorty she'd be talking shit about me too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just be just
talking
about shit.
Okay, that
People talking shit.
I'll take it for the content.
Bro, because that's my.
Do you talk shit back, or you just gotta take it?
I be on that jump show. You can watch. There's a couple episodes on there. Like all my podcasts except for mine that I do fail because the people. Anything that I
It was hard to like get guests on certain
people going to work every day.
Yeah, everybody not dedicated to it.
They cool with it every 2 weeks. You know, a couple weeks. They like, oh, I can do this
my spare time.
And then what happens is, bro, like the money, and they be like, man, there ain't no money in it. So it's like
it could be, but it takes more than just showing up. Like people gotta understand, yeah, you on the show, you show up, but promote your shit. Tell everybody you know about it. Somebody, whatever conversation, bring in every conversation, make it something. You never know who might turn it into money. What
if you want it?
And you turn anything into money.
I say that same shit, bro, because I made money off my podcast, and it's like it took a little time, but like I just figured out a way. You just gotta figure out a way. It's always a way. Yeah, it's always a way.
Niche, right? Motherfucker, I think it's called niche.
That's what I call it niche. I said, what's the
Spike who said niche, right?
I guess it's one of those things.
Tomato, tomato.
One of those
that
things.
shit don't sound
And however you say it, I know what you're talking about.
Yep. Like, what's the niche, man? All we do, me and my man, my engineer, Brandon, we first started, and basically it was based off of just interviewing, because in Fredericksburg, we didn't have no platform. So it was just like, yo, let's just create a platform for artists.
Fuck, that's not good looking with. That's nigga.
Because I got tired of niggas charging me fucking 200 and shit like that, nigga. They come on their joint, and I'm just like, man, I might as well just do my own platform, yo. So that's just kind of how it started, bro. We interviewing artists, and then we're doing it. Me and my man Avery and Brandon were doing it for a while, and I had like been through a bunch of different cast guests and things like that, and then eventually I got to the point where I do it myself. But I'm not going to just interview artists. I'm going to interview like fucking business people, basically people I can learn from, get knowledge from and shit.
Creative, same way I put it on
conversations. And then they can, get basically a knowledge thing.
That's the bigger picture. People don't really understand. That's what I say. Don't put us in the box. Like I say, life insurance. Niggas don't know about it. But that was when I
was asking so many scamming questions about life insurance. Like,
people don't know about
That's one of our best interviews, but I got to tell her, my mother just died recently, so I understand the benefits of having
my grandfather's passed too, so I'm going to the same.
Like, what the fuck wouldn't have happened if I didn't have this shit?
Yep.
And you know what I'm saying? It's just like, you gotta understand, you never know when you will die.
Yep.
And you don't know the
understanding like wills, and if you have, like, my grandfather had a little estate, so he had a little bit of money. If you don't have your stuff in place, they take, bro, they go all the way back.
And the thing about it, you can be beefing with nothing but family.
Mm-hmm.
You beef with nothing but family. But if shit's situated, whatever, I'm telling you that, like, whatever, the other things other than entertainment, life bigger.
Yep.
So you can mix that in.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, man. So, and then, I like local businesses. I try to put them on. So a lot of times I'll focus on like the businesses in Fredericksburg that are just popping up, business in the area. I try to tap in with them. And we just try to that's basically the next adventure. But I don't be consistent with it. Like, y'all be real consistent. Like, I've been consistent over years, but I go through spurts. Like, I record like every 2 months, and then I'll just get tired of like doing it. And then I'll just put those episodes out. And then luckily I recorded enough in a 2 month span where it'll take me to when I don't feel like recording.
See, that's kind of
full 1 day. Like, we got some like 2 weeks.
That's kind of smart.
But full just 1 day.
I remember we was going through periods. I was dropping like an interview every other day.
Yeah.
But I was like, all right,
listen on.
So a little bit to make sure we get the right people instead of just getting people. Like, I don't feel like it's the wrong person. Like, people say, "Would you rather just say, yeah, I would," but we gotta get it together when it makes sense. Because like, if we had 4 today, 4 tomorrow, and I got 8.
Yeah.
And time passes. Like, if I do 1 a week, like, that's 8 weeks, 2 months. But that's just too big of a spread. Like, certain shit may not be relevant. Doing that interview. But if you're doing it like, if you do a topic-based joint, that's tough to record all the episodes today and release some weeks later. And nobody give a fuck about what the fuck was going on 2 weeks ago.
That gets tough. Like the weekly shows, and that's why most of my podcasts that I was trying to produce went south, because you need all these people to come in once every week
consistently, because the topic's gonna
the
dry.
topic's changing, and that episode need to come out. And then doing a YouTube and podcasting, it's consistency is your main key. You gotta drop the same day. The algorithms hit when you drop the same day, the same time. So you gotta keep doing it that way. It's like if there's any drop off, you probably gotta go 50, 60 episodes without even really seeing the results. But once you get past 100, like I got a couple offers just for getting past 100 episodes, and I don't even really, what I'm saying, like from production companies that want to produce the show, because they'll start to be like, oh, this person got consistency. Right, so
We a fun.
exactly, funny. It didn't come out that way. Most of mine, when they reached out to me, they wanted me to pay. But
you put our name on it.
yeah, exactly.
Put our name on
That'll make it sense.
Seem like, what I'm saying?
And they got these studios and shit where like, shout out to them, because like
That's
these podcasts, these podcasts.
That's their way to get money. Like a lot of people, the long man journey. Like I know we cool, but it worked for us. It's not thing.
It's not everybody's thing. Like, there's some shows that I would want to be in a sophisticated setting. If I'm producing it, I know I'm gonna have to I want everything to be sophisticated and right. And there's some shows that, you know what I'm saying, you may not need that. It's the organicness of it that makes the show. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't feel like it's needed. I don't feel like it's always needed to be in a big ass studio. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you know what you're doing already. Like my engineers told me, I don't need a bunch of, I don't need no fucking flex screen. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Like sometimes you can learn to make. If you know what you're doing, you can make work with what you got.
Yeah.
For like I say, Joe Budden, this podcast ain't in the studio. Ain't. But in the beginning.
When we first started, yeah.
And then it moves from the studio.
Yep. He uses resources.
Back where they got now and shit, so it's not.
He uses
They move away from the studio instead of like a lot of people they move towards the studio. There's nothing wrong with that.
But they got everybody talking their aesthetics. They got the bombs,
aesthetics
and shit like that now.
That's really for like props and things like that. But that could be established. To me, that could be established. Like I already know when I look at y'all show, I already know what I'm seeing, what's in my mind, because I already know the set. You know what I'm saying? So that becomes training your thought already.
If you ask me, it's intimate. Like when we do, the interview turns into a conversation. So that's what we got. Like I said, we had interviews. People, funny people we never heard of. We might not have heard of them. But it turns into a conversation. It should be an hour and a half long. People got good stories. People got good.
Everybody got a story to tell. Everybody got a story to tell.
I'm gonna jump into my top 5. Ready?
Okay, let's go.
Unplay the top 5. Maybe unplay just like the unplay the top 5, man. All right, as an artist, travel a lot.
Get somewhat.
All right, can you give me like the top 5 places you would love to travel and perform at? Man, no box. It's way bigger than America.
Word?
Yeah.
That's your thing. Wherever
Well,
once I traveling, traveling.
Yeah.
Music anyway. Traveling further is definitely traveling.
I got this goal, right? My family's from Trinidad. I got this goal like maybe 10 years from now, 15 years from now, when I'm like retired and shit. I don't want to perform nowhere else like out. I want to perform my crib. So Trinidad, I want to build like a place where it's like my own
venue. Yeah,
right in front of my crib. So whatever, you know what I'm saying, whenever it's time to throw a show, do that shit right there, like in Miami. I love Miami.
Russell.
Yeah, don't say like Russell, right?
Yep. And Miami is another place, bro. Like
Trinidad and Miami.
Yeah.
I see. I feel a vibe, like a little thing right there.
I love the Caribbean vibe.
I can tell.
Tropical, like the water.
You like water?
It's in my blood. It's in my blood.
And the things that the waters bring.
Yep. So, shit, look, y'all took the next place. Shit, I like fucking LA, you know what I'm saying? It just something about LA. I've been one time. It's like something about going to that. It's just different energy.
I've never been, but I tell you what, one movie that always made me want to go to Flat was everybody. That shit look
Like this shit is beautiful at night. Like shooting on digital, wasn't really a thing at that time. But like that shit just look different. LA just look beautiful.
It's like a vibe out that joint. And Vegas is another place. I've been to Vegas a couple times for soccer. Most of these places I've been to is for soccer. When I played soccer, I was traveling a lot for on different teams. So I got a chance to, God bless, I got a chance to see a lot of places. Yeah. But we're going at 4.
Yeah, that's one more.
So one more.
That Trinidad, Miami,
Oh,
Vegas,
Cali.
Cali.
It had to be here, yo.
Yeah.
Here in the DMV because like I have a goal to
Like
not.
and like in the city part, like in DC part, or is it like do you have like a specific spot here?
I always bring this up. We should do like
the
venue, like a Verizon Center or something like that.
Yeah, something like that, like the Verizon Center or something. But I want to throw like a big showcase where you bring out all the big name artists, and then but you have an opportunity for the local artists to come on and open up. You know, like that's something that I want to do. We starting something. I don't want to talk too early on it, but we starting something in Fredericksburg that's miniature like that we're going to do. So that But here, I want to do something here, bro. This is like it's home.
Everybody like you said home.
That's a good fact. That's a good fact. Other than the ventures, the podcast and music, any other ventures that you're into, other than anything you think of?
Yeah, shit. Besides landscaping, if y'all need landscaping done, hit up Golden Cuts. Other than that, I mean, really, that's really the most of it, bro. Like I just really right now focusing on just music. I want to release maybe another album this year. Probably be an EP. Won't be like a long one, but it'll be a rap one. Like I haven't put out a rap one, rap project.
Get back to people who you started with.
Yeah, exactly. So think I'm gonna do that during the summer. And then I'm already kind of working on my album for next year.
Okay.
So like that's
you got a name. For me,
it might be the next chapter for her. Cause we already start. Like I work on my music. Like as soon as we finish one, we're working on multiple albums already.
You say you do 6 on 12, I believe.
We're working on multiple albums. So like shout out to my team.
Do you release like little? Sometimes people might release teasers or
Snippets
EPs
like that
between the albums.
Yeah, like EPs and stuff like
to keep the buzz. Oh, I'm still thinking about her type shit.
The For Her is gonna have little mini chapters inside. So like the chapter 2 is gonna have different little jumps in there, and then I give y'all a little tidbit. So like the names in there, we gotta describe each of those names.
Right.
So each of those names are gonna be described in different little chapters in between. So that's pretty much the next year coming up. But I'm mainly focused on trying to do shows and trying to connect with people like y'all, bro. Like network, because if we can come up together and really put this stamp on the city like we want to, I think we can be the next wave. And the DMV, bro, as a whole, I know they don't consider like Fredericksburg and like all that down there.
People like to separate shit so much.
Yeah, I like to.
I kind of can see why, but I get why you shouldn't.
Shit, because he just moved from Ogden Hill Road to Fredericksburg. You can't say he's from the fucking area.
You can't say that, but at the same time, you say when he went out there, Fredericksburg is a whole
different
place. So
it's different.
like, no funny, me personally, until I started working at Starbucks in my fucking mid-20s, I hadn't really been around white people.
Yeah.
Like, working at Starbucks is my first experience, like, actually dealing and talking to white people. That's just the custom. Like, when I first started working with white people, they left quickly.
He said left quickly.
But
expeditiously understood.
But, like, dealing with white people, I hadn't done that till, like, I was, like, 26 years old, bro. Like, so that's what I'm saying. So, being from Fredericksburg, you're used to that.
It's crazy you say that. It's crazy you say that because some of them say the same thing when they come out here. They like, shit, I ain't, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I had people out there tell me, yo, you walk like you always got your head on the move all the time. Like
why you walk like you dancing?
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I grew up. Like, since a baby, like, that's how I'm taught. My parents taught me, like, nigga, you got everywhere you go, you gotta watch it.
You never know. You can be walking, don't see nobody, and the next thing you know, it's a group of niggas right there. Like, yo, fuck up,
And Virginia, like, not to take nothing away from Virginia, like, Virginia.
That's not a negative thing to say that is
The left foot.
Right. But niggas always, every time I say that, niggas always come back and push at me. They be like, "No, we go hard here too."
Everybody go hard.
I mean,
everywhere, bro.
It's in relation to like what the nigga Rockstar Kelly say. Everybody want to be whatever. Like they want to be the most oppressed, basically. Everybody
why is that?
want to be the most oppressed because I mean, I don't know if that's what you come from. That's what you know.
Yeah.
Because everybody want to feel like I had it harder, so that's why.
That's
the way.
Niggas have I'm the poorest argument. I had this. I'm the poorest. I didn't have shit.
I guess it's just to justify their trauma. That's what they doing. They justify their trauma. And that's. But I'm saying I'm fucked up. I'm crazy. I am the way I am because the shit I've been through. And then that's when they get to comparing the shit that they've been through. Yeah. But one thing I always say, we can go through the same shit and don't hit us the same.
Exactly.
So I don't feel like we should compare how fucked up we are. Stop being fucked up.
That's how I feel about music. Like I feel like we don't really big up the music that is like positive. You know what I'm saying? It's not. We don't push that to the mainstream. I feel like the only thing we really be praising is negativity. For real. Like, and I know with me, like, the genre of music I want to put out there, I didn't want to be like too negative, to be honest, but I didn't want to like portray something I'm not doing. You know what I'm saying? Even if I know niggas that are doing that or around it, it's like I don't want to portray something that I'm not doing. I don't want to keep putting. It's enough of that. It's enough of that.
Also, to be honest, man, the record label's not signing nobody the politics. They're not doing the bad. It might be a portion, but they're not fucking doing the bad.
I don't understand it though, because I might listen to the positive too, but when it comes down to like, maybe I might listen to negative, probably more. But I listen to R&B probably more than rap.
I think everybody get older like R&B back to 90s.
I
listen to 2000 shit.
No, I listen to new shit.
I'm just wrong. As you get older, just like I'm tired of certain shit. The frequency levels.
You know what? That's the frequency level.
Your frequency levels, I just can't take
it. It didn't really happen as I got older. I just always liked R&B, but I can't sing, so I ain't never do shit.
I'm saying, like, your ears, like, you cut it off.
It's like you want more common. It's like you want more common, like, I don't know, like a sound that just you don't want to just wake up and hear a bunch of just like
I can't go with smoke. I'm about to go spin on a nigga.
Yeah, like
it's 9 o'clock.
Right, like
sometimes I need that shit if I'm
to
on
get
my
you
way.
hype.
On my way to work, I gotta be at the joint. I gotta be at the joint.
Play some Beethoven, nigga. Hit that. You want some real shit? That's that music.
That's why I feel like it's a lane for everybody. You just gotta big up all these lanes.
I crank my side. I was playing opera like that, like 8 o'clock in the morning. I was getting cranking that shit. He's like, what's wrong with him? I'm driving like, cool it.
I've never volunteered. So, like, I had to, like, when I had a song when I used to drive to work, one song I made sure I turn on, and I had a song I used to drive home. Drive had 2 words with Davies type of time. I don't know why. There's something about it. And then dog, I forgot what dog was. I just
don't play with me.
I get I'm a fine driver, but it's like I get the going through traffic because I turn it on in the same spot every time. It's like the same spot, and I just like
I'm gonna get my top 5 for you again. I know it's top 5. Okay. Top 5 of music influences.
Okay, let's see.
It don't gotta be any decade, man. You don't gotta put something in the box. I know some old shit. I know some
Okay, I'm big on Jay-Z. Is this in order?
No order.
Okay, but so Jay-Z, Nas, Drake. I can't deny it because that's literally what I listen to the most. Probably not right now, but when I was coming up.
So Drake gonna get a 20-year run. Niggas gonna believe it.
Yeah, and niggas be sleeping on how many hits that nigga got. Like,
what's a 20-year run?
Yeah, like,
oh man, you can't sleep on hits. This is documented.
You can't. But J. Cole and Kendrick, as far as like.
Do you feel like any of them, like your style is close to?
When I rap, I had a lot of people tell me like J. Cole, or like a Drake. So yeah, I would say like J. Cole, Drake. I would Me personally, I would say it's more of an on the Drake vibe because of beat choices. That I choose more the R&B. Well, even when I choose my samples, I want the R&B shit.
Mr.
Like,
Swag and the beat,
Yeah.
the beat change.
Them are your top artists to work with too. Like, you know, so
oh yeah, I would love it. I know Jay-Z would probably be. I would be low key. I ain't gonna lie, yo. I would be a little nervous with Jay-Z, yo, because I would know I had.
do you have the type of song in mind that you would do with them? Like if you had
Oh, I think I got Drake. I feel like this is why I don't listen to Drake. I feel like Drake be putting out the shit that I'm about to make. That I have in my tuck. My engineer will call me every time Drake out. Bro, we got 6 of those, like the little Jumbotron jump. We got something like that. So it's like,
But you should always expect that from the lane kind of.
because people are going, because if his ear, and that's the thing I love about Drake. Drake's ear is he's got his ear straight. So if he heard that
I
sound,
always see him come back down and grab a nigga. Who him? I like his song, put him up. He rich now. Don't worry about it. Who him? He rich now. I see him do it for the Migos. Who him? They're rich now.
that's what makes a good artist. Even Jay-Z, I mean, like, he used to sometimes take people's flows and then interchange. Sometimes, bro, that shit will make it. That makes sometimes makes a nigga like. I like how Drake would go to different. He'll go to different areas. Go link with that producer in the area, like the New Orleans beat.
Get that sound, that natural sound. I don't want my producer. I want to go ahead and go get that flavor.
Like the honestly, never mind on niggas hating on that shit, but. Bro, nigga was making that overseas. That's where he was at. Like for that demographic, that shit popping. Like, so I mean, I like different type of music. Like I want to do like reggaeton music. I want to do I haven't really figured out how I would sling the go-go, but I want to try to do go-go beats. At least try to make those
corporate sounds.
Yeah. I want to get into all that. Yeah.
You got like I say, only thing you focus on right now is just the music and the podcasting, you know?
Yeah, music podcast. We're about to record some new episodes, and we got shows. So where artists can sign up, perform. I might try to get like a Monster might perform. Might try to get him. I might try to get someone else to perform as like a main act. But I want to have like some local artists come up and perform with a main act. So those shows I'm trying to do once a month. So April 1st will be the second version of that one. And really, I want to produce more podcasts, yo. So if people want to do shows, like,
man,
I'm trying to produce more shows.
I'm with your boy, man.
Yeah, like I'm trying to produce podcasts. It don't cost nothing. All it is just an idea, and we can just
Cameras.
and we get rock and roll, like, and yeah, man. And dedication, come with some dedication, you know, and get that, and we can rock and roll. And I'm always right now, like this year, we're not looking for artists, but next year we're always looking for like artists to work with that want to come on. They want custom made beats. They want studio time. I know artists. It's tough for artists to record in 2 hours, 3 hour blocks, right? So with Gmon, we have like a subscription package. So basically, monthly you can pay $250 a month. You can basically get access to all the producers I name and any of the new producers. And I have a ton of producers that don't actually have signed with Gmon because I try to keep it enough to where I got business for everybody. So, but I have access to tons of producers and things like that, and you'll get their rate $250 a month. You get all the beats you want, studio time. You get like I want to say it's 20 hours a month, might be 24 hours a month. You get like a lot of hours that you can sit in. You actually, I know as an artist, it's a luxury to be able to just sit in and like I can call Riddles. Yo, Riddles. Gang about to sing you this drums right here, bro. Can you put the piano on it? Like, it's a luxury, like, to be able to do that and to have a team. So I want to provide that for artists at a monthly cost, like a Netflix package. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we got that for any artist that want to do that. Yeah, man, I want to come back out here in the area more. I've been out Fredericksburg the last 5-6 years. I want to be out here more and do more shit out here. Maybe even get a studio situation out here too and try to do the same thing.
That's dope. All right, go ahead and tell them. We'll wrap it up. We're going to tell them to follow you one more time.
You said what now?
We're going to wrap it up. Go ahead and tell you to follow them one more time.
Okay. So yeah, follow me on Instagram, David Lamont. You know what I'm saying? You can get all the music, David Lamont, Spotify, Apple Music, all platforms. And yeah, follow me, yo. If y'all like her album, that just dropped. So if y'all listen to it, like that jump, definitely hit me up, tell me y'all thoughts. And then we got another jump coming in the summer.
Man, appreciate you coming out, man. It's your boy Slider Got No Lie.
Shampoo, aka Big Shampoo.
And it's Unplus Thought Podcast. Shout out to my man David Lamont, man. Appreciate it.
And button,
Yes, sir.